Do we do restream?
Yeah.
Are we here? Did I do it right? Hopefully I did. Are we starting yet or no? It says 25 seconds. Does that mean
You're live.
I'm live? Oh my goodness. I am just learning technology right now. Every day. I feel it too. If you're really you have a lot of psychic connections, or you're a very spiritual person, a lot of time, technology sometimes it just goes crazy.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
I'm here with my really good friend, Camille. How are you doing? So good to see you.
I'm good. I'm really good. How are you? It's really good to see you.
So good to see you. I met Camille a few years ago. I actually interviewed her at a thing called the Artist Project here in Los Angeles, where they have up-and-coming actors, singers, models, all types of people, basically just, doing their thing in California. How have you been doing?
Well, it's been a really interesting year, I think, for everybody, but it feels really good to get back.
And you have a book too, right? Didn't you have a book that we talked about the last time? Is that on Amazon or?
It is. It's called Unframed. It's 20 years of my
paintings, right?
Paintings and all the careers that contributed to the work and people. So.
That's cool. So guys, if you want to check out her book, you can find it on Amazon, Unframed. And we're just here talking about life. Camille is such an interesting person. Besides being an amazingly talented actress, she is. Whenever I have a spiritual question, I just call her, and I'm just like, okay. Like if you look at her eyes, like they're just like this. Like she's psychic. Were you always psychic, or is it something that just kind of came?
Ever since I was a little girl, like everything would come in pictures, and I would pray a lot. So when I would pray, I would see how the energy would transfer, but I would get these really vivid pictures that would come to me and dreams and stuff, and then things would happen. And I never trusted that I knew or I could control it, but I always found it very fascinating.
Amazing. So what are some of the, do they come true, or how does it work?
Yeah, especially in my dreams, like if I have a dream about something, it's like a warning, or it'll show me, or if I'm around somebody or with somebody, often I'll get pictures and things will come forward. Sometimes if somebody's passed, or just that I'm picking up on them, because I studied ballet and dance, and you learn a lot about muscle memory as well, so you can kind of pick that up. But I get really strong pictures that come. So yeah.
See, I've had psychic visions before, but it's been in a dream. Like I'll dream something and then it'll relate or happen in real life.
Yeah. That I think everybody has that, and with meditation too, you can open or strengthen it. I think everybody's psychic in a little way. I think really everybody is.
So how do you open and strengthen these gifts?
Well, I think if you're working in meditation, you're working on opening your third eye, and it's like when you're meditating and you get into kind of a dream state, you're entering that other dimension consciously. So you're having a conscious relationship with the other side. So you're getting more connected to that.
That's beautiful. So when I meditate, I focus on love. That's one of the ways that I meditate, and I try to clear my head as much as I possibly can, because we all have these days where things happen, people call you have work, you have relationships, and it just gets a lot. So I try to totally clear my head, which can be hard, and I try to focus on love. Do you think that's an appropriate way to meditate, or what are your meditational
I think
tips, tricks, whatever?
There's so many different types of meditation from all different cultures in the world. So each one has a different thing. And then you can make it personal. I think you can make it as personal as you want it to be. And I think you can use crystals as well. You can use that to look at a piece of light in there and focus in on that and ask a question. So there's...
So do you ask a question before the meditation, or because sometimes I'll go into meditations with certain intentions. Or when you're looking at this crystal, what are you doing?
I was actually taught that one from a friend of mine that's way stronger than I am, and her psychic abilities. And she just said, you can stare into, like a light shard in a crystal, and go in and allow what will show it to you. But the few times I did it was really draining, because a lot of stuff came forward, and I felt like my life force kind of got drained. So. Ooh. I'm not sure if I'm as strong as some people are. doing that, but I definitely find it interesting.
So, because this show, this is one of my good friends. I told her nothing about the show. We were just talking on the phone this morning, and I was supposed to do the show by myself, and I was like, oh my God, Camille, like I haven't seen her since I got back to LA. I was like, we should talk about your psychic abilities. So this show is called Chakra Girl. So it's about chakras.
Right.
And the fact that you just brought up crystals is so synchronistic without even knowing what the show is called. So I think that's really great.
Maybe that's my psychic ability.
It is your psychic ability. You picked it up right now. It's so cool. So cool. Now we have a lot of people watching. Do we want to do any calls? Can you do like a call and do a reading on the phone?
I could try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you met me, did you have any like visions or anything, any psychic things about me?
Well, it's interesting. I was like, who? Like, I felt like I had a familiarity with you, but I didn't know that you had been on the Key of Awesome, and I was obsessed with watching the Lady Gaga ones. I was like obsessed. I had no idea. So there's definitely a connection, but I felt that I was going to be friends with you. So I don't know.
You just knew. You psychically knew we were going to make friends.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, she's cool. All right, we're just checking out the chat. Special shout out to Freddie. What's up, Charles Humphrey? You guys are awesome. Here with my friend Camille, who is a psychic, and we're also gonna take a look at our carousel right now. There's so many really, really cool things on this carousel, and I just want you guys, if you're here, if you're shopping, shop the carousel. There's a lot of really cool stuff on here. One of the best sellers on here that I truly, truly love is this amazing Lincina Queen 2-inch gel-infused memory foam mattress topper, because I feel like sleep and is really important for everything, especially when you were practicing self-love. Self-love is so big, and I really believe in taking care of myself. What are some of your self-love tips?
I definitely think your REM cycles are really important, because I think we have angels around us and our family members around us, and they'll come and either help us work through things or show us things that we need to see. And definitely meditation in the morning, just getting on a mat and just meditating or stretching and releasing stuff in your body, especially if you have injuries or trauma. It's really important to take care of yourself in that way.
And what about yoga?
Well, I grew up being in a Sikh community, so Kundalini yoga was a very strong practice as a kid, and then I kind of drifted away from it and then came back to it and started teaching. So I think like the Hatha yoga, Ashtanga yoga, everything has a different benefit. But Kundalini yoga, like, you get 24 years of the benefits of it in 1 year compared to the other yoga.
So let's teach me a little bit about Kundalini yoga. What is it exactly?
So Kundalini yoga, I say this properly, but you're using breath of fire to pump your organs, pump the blood through your organs, so it helps like detoxify the body and open everything up. But you're connecting your pituitary gland to your central nervous system, which also connects to your brain, and you're using mantras and those movements and exercises to create new postures. So, if you're depressed, you're upset, and you're stuck in these postures, it helps you reconnect to your true self and your higher energy directly, so that nobody else has an influence with you to control you. And you're really connected to yourself.
Can we do some Kundalini yoga right now? Show me some breath work. Let's do it. Okay.
All right. So in this exercise, you pull your navel point in, and you pull your what they call the locks, which is like your sphincter muscle, like you pull that in, and you pull your chin in just right here, and you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, and you pump the stomach so it goes in,
How long do you do it for?
well, so then you can go faster too, where it's like,
oh, how do you do it so good?
and you can
I feel lightheaded.
Yeah, so
You're too advanced for me.
That's everything like
slower.
Opening up. But yeah, and also you focus with your eyes pointed to the tip of your eyebrow and your forehead, so you can start opening your third eye.
So wait, slower. Mm-hmm. So you close your eyes.
Close your eyes and focus your eyes to either to your nose or to your center brow point. And so when you're doing breath of fire, and deep inhale. hold everything, open the chest, roll the shoulders back and down, squeeze the air in. And exhale.
Wow.
So that helps like calm your central nervous system.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And it opens your 10th gate and kind of starts getting your chakras with your spinal cord going straight up. So.
That's so cool. So, so how does Kundalini yoga, what does it have to do with chakras?
Well, you're working on all the different chakra points, getting oxygen, doing postures, opening them up, getting air in them, opening up your 10th gate, which is the top, your crown chakra. That's why a lot of Sikhs wear a turban, because it's protecting your crown chakra.
Oh.
And women and men wear them in 3HO, like in America, because the men and women are equal. So it's really beautiful.
What was it like growing up in a Sikh community?
Well, you have every nationality and every culture background all together as one community and one spiritual practice. And it was so beautiful because I'd walk around, you see every type of person in white, like working on themselves, meditating. So I had to learn the American culture coming up, and it was much different. And I'm very grateful for that.
That's so cool. That must have been so interesting. So as a child, you were actually learning these meditational techniques. You were learning about chakras. Did you also have regular school?
Yeah, I went to, it was very interesting. I almost went to school in India at Tamiri Puri, and then I didn't, so I went to Pauper Kaiser, so I went to very like artistic, creative, open school when I was younger. Yeah. And
you're also an equestrian, like a super, like a what is it called?
It's called equestrian vaulting.
Yes.
So it's gymnastics and ballet on horses.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I did like USA team and stuff. And
was that dangerous? Like, were you scared? Because I've seen some of the pictures that you have online, and guys, you have to check her out on social media. It is Camille Waldorf, like, just, I mean, doing these crazy things on horses.
Yeah.
Which they're moving.
Yeah.
Isn't that like scary, like that the horses are moving and you're like standing on your hands or doing gymnastics on them?
Well, when I was a kid, like when I was about 2, 3, I started gymnastics, and then my mom had Arabian racehorses, so I grew up with her breaking and riding these horses, and I would run around barefoot with the stallions and play like I had like no fear. So fear never kind of entered that. But once you do start putting that on the back of a horse, my babysitter like ran her pony and stood on it in front of me, and I was like, I have to do that. And so I started vaulting.
So it was the babysitter's fault.
It was the babysitter.
Were your parents like scared?
Well, my mom had horses, and I think they were a bit like, oh my gosh, what is this? But they train you, and you started like the walk, and then you start the trot and stuff, and you have compulsories and individuals and stuff, and team. So I was a flyer and did individual. I did all of it, and then went all the way up to the A team.
Wow.
The USA team. So it was a lot of work, but it taught you teamwork and horsemanship and commitment and dedication and being on time.
That's I need somebody to teach me that. I'm still working on it. Is there any like how did that teach you to be on time? Like what do you think? How do things like that teach you different responsibilities?
Well, if you're late, you lose your privileges and you're punished. So you have to like run a mile extra, and you are behind, and you don't work your way up. So I would always practice being a half an hour early.
Yeah. See, I wish somebody today would be like, Lauren, if you're late, you have to run a half a mile. Then I would never be late. Like, okay, we're late to start the show today. Lauren, you have to go run a half a mile. Just I wish I had that, but I don't.
Well, you know, I'm not always perfectly,
It's just hard to be a grown-up.
Well, it can make you too rigid, too. You have to, like, unwind that to relax, and you grow up out of that stuff, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else about the Sikh community did you really, I guess, contributed to how you are today?
Oh, definitely. I didn't understand the history of things until I started learning it with wars and culture and things like that, which are very important to be respectful and to understand them. But I was just like connected to everything and everyone all the time, and it was just really beautiful.
So energetically, are you always connected to everyone all the time?
Yeah, I feel like I'm connected to people on the same level. I don't put people above or below in anything. I just always, I could be there, any place. So I was always taught to never, separate those two things, like egotistically, to try to keep my ego like balanced.
Let's talk about ego for a second. All right, what is your understanding of our ego?
Well, there's actually, it's interesting. There's actually a Kundalini yoga exercise called Ego Eradicator.
Oh, can you eradicate this ego right now, please? Can we just eradicate?
So
the
you
whole thing?
like you take your left fist and you go like this, and you wrap your right hand, and then you take a deep inhale and you. Wait, is that it? No, that's not it. Sorry. It's this one. You put your hands up like this. You take your. Oh, sorry, I have injured ribs. So I can't do it. But you take your hands like this, and then you go like that, and then you raise both your hands. I'm gonna do one because my ribs hurt. And then you do breath of fire from there. So then you do like. And then you can go like. And hold, pull everything in, and exhale. But you take a little bit longer with it. But yeah, you can do just that one for 6 minutes every day, or 3 minutes.
So is Kundalini yoga just like breath work?
It's movement, breath, and mantras. Kuras.
Now, do they give you a mantra, or do you like create your own mantra?
They have different mantras. They go to different exercises, and depending on the teacher and how they work, usually stay really direct to the book and stuff. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. And you teach Kundalini yoga, right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's such a gift, really, to see people shift and feel better in their bodies, or feel like they took years of stress out of their body, and it's really good for healing, because I have rib injuries right now from a car accident and spine injuries. So getting that breath in your body without having to do a bunch of physical work is like really, really good for you.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's so cool. Now let's talk about clearing your head so you can get these psychic visions. Right? Because I want to be more psychic. I think that would be really cool if I could be more psychic.
Yeah, well, definitely doing some of the breath work and focusing on opening up your third eye. Because when you do that, you're like opening your third eye into, receiving, visuals or more information.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I want to talk a little bit about self-love. And guys, you could check out the carousel if you want, here with my friend Camille Waldorf, and we're talking about meditation, we're talking about life, we're talking about psychic abilities, self-love. And one thing that I love to do is cook. I am huge into cooking because I feel like it's so important to feed yourself.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Because a lot of times we can get upset, we can get stressed, and we can just forget about taking care of our bodies, which is so important. So I always try to find fun ways to cook things. And right here, we're looking at a veggie chop. It's in the carousel. So go to the carousel if you want to shop any of these awesome items. But I really love this because it makes chopping vegetables so easy, and it feels so fulfilling. I don't know if you've ever had to sit for hours and chop vegetables, but like this is really, really fun. Like it's just like this gratifying. I wish I had some veggies to chop for you guys, but like basically like you press press on it and it chops the vegetables for you. Look, wait, hold this. We're gonna just show them.
It's like a little chopper.
It's like a toy. it's like it makes cooking fun, guys. It makes
really
cooking.
Cute.
Yeah. So guys, make sure you check the carousel for awesome products that you have never tried before. I specifically love this one because I am really practicing self-love right now and really reminding myself that I have to eat.
Yes.
I have to eat. Because sometimes I just get so, my problem is, see how fast I am? I get so busy with work and having to send different brand deals in and having to respond to emails or working on a movie project that I'm just like, oh, well, I have to run lines. I just won't eat breakfast.
Yeah.
So how do you have those responsibilities? Like,
well,
how
I
do
just
you
make sure I have protein immediately in the morning.
Protein.
Yeah.
Eggs.
Just like
are you an egg
or
person?
Nuts or something like that. Yeah.
I'm an egg. I'm an egg person, definitely. But then sometimes if I'm lazy, I'll just be a cereal person.
Or like kale or something. Something. There's like you can do like a smoothie or something like that too.
I love smoothies, but I don't like cleaning the smoothie thing. And one of the things that I really love, which I wish I had right over here, Zulai makes a really awesome like cup that you press the button and it's automatically just does it. Yeah, amazing. Wow. They're saying they're saying that you glow. Are you Nordic?
No, but no.
You're not.
I'm not Nordic, but I have a funny joke with a friend of mine that I'm from Iceland.
Yeah, you look like you're from Iceland.
But I'm not. So maybe they're psychic.
Maybe they're psychic. So what are some things about chakras that we can share to the audience that you know about specifically?
I always, especially when I was working in ballet and in ballet company, one of my favorite things is that everything comes from the heart. So everything every movement, everything that you're doing is constantly like opening up your heart and opening up your chest as much as you can. I have, like I said, some rib injuries, so I have to kind of be careful right now. But that's really important. And, you know, when you have blocked energy or trauma or something, that can block and shut down a chakra, like in your lower area, your upper, middle. So it's important to that's why I like Kundalini, because you're stretching the spine and you're just opening all of that stuff up and you're releasing that in every part of your body. Because your chakras get closed, then you're blocked.
How do you know if your chakras are closed?
Well, you know, there was a really good exercise in dance contact that we did, where we would look at our partners and we would look at an area that was tense on the person or seemed kind of like this, and we would touch that person. We wouldn't ask them anything, and we would like start moving from that area. So you can kind of look at yourself in the mirror too and be like, what area looks like blocked or jammed or just doesn't look like it's. And then ask yourself, what happened? Was there something that happened? Did I have an injury? Did I go through a trauma? And how can I like heal and release that?
Wow.
Without re-triggering trauma.
A re-triggering trauma.
Yeah.
What is that noise? What was that?
I don't know.
I don't know what that noise was, but okay. Maybe it was a sign for you to tell me, do you see any closed chakras? Ooh, she sees one, I can tell.
A little bit in your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can see it in your back right here. Like,
so
that you're sort of closing your heart a little bit. You're kind of protecting it.
Yeah. So how do we open that?
Well, you can pull your navel point in, and you roll your shoulders back and down, and open, like from right here, open your chest area, and try to like imagine like this area right here in your solar plexus just like opening, and getting longer from your sits bones and really sitting up. Yeah.
And that will help. Like, I guess just they say that like the body posture helps helps bring it in. Yeah,
because you're sitting there opening it and healing it and allowing it to go. And strengthening yourself, as opposed to what happened to you when is closing it off and shutting you down and taking your energy away.
So just
you're okay 100% by yourself alone.
Yeah.
That you don't need anything to add or anyone.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that. Now, so then you said, do you have to feel those traumas, or like what's your opinion of like fixing that heart chakra? Well, I feel like my heart chakra has been blocked for a while. Yeah,
I mean, it's up to you when you feel ready to be able to do that, but certain postures and exercises will definitely just open it up and like bring yourself back in to even that energy you had when you were like really little, before things ever happened to you. And that's why I love Kundalini yoga, because it brings you back to that core place that you feel so disconnected. Yeah.
Can we do any? Is there any heart centered exercises and breath work in Kundalini yoga for hearts?
Yes, there is one called Heart Opener.
Okay.
And there's a mantra that goes with it.
Okay.
Here, so you start from here.
Okay.
And the mantra is Sat, Tar, and then Kar. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar.
Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar.
So your hearts are already opening.
Sat, Kar, Tar. Everyone do it with us. Sat, Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar. So how long do you do this for?
For like 3 to 6 minutes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. All right. Sat, Kar, Tar.
We can do a couple more times.
Sat, Kar, Tar. I like this.
Sat,
Kar, Tar. Sat, Kar, Tar.
And when you're done, you bring your hands into the middle and opening up the heart chakra, rolling shoulders back and down, pulling navel point in, holding it as long as you can, letting all the air go through your whole body up through the top of your head, and then exhale through your nose.
I like that.
Yes, because in Sikhism, you're a spiritual warrior of light. So you're strengthening your spiritual warrior.
Spiritual warrior, yeah.
Yes.
I like that. I like that. Now, do you still go back to where you grew up?
Yeah, I go to Sri Singh Sab's temple on Robertson, where Yogi Bhajan's temple is there, or ashram. And there's kirtan on Sundays where they have food and music, and a lot of people I grew up with and that I know from the community and stuff. So, and then there's a ranch down in New Mexico where they do a lot of stuff for all kinds of things through the year. I mean, it's a lot to explain, but So there's a lot, there's women's camp, there's things for women and men separately, and then there's like solstice, they do all that kind of stuff. So I kind of go in and out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are that way about religion. I'm that way about my religion too. It's like when we want to pray, we get into those moments in our life where we feel like, okay, I need to do a lot of prayer, but I feel like regardless, I'm always faithful, which I feel like you are too. You're always like spiritually open.
Yeah, I feel like it's like we have different names when we're born in the community. Mine's Sakatarkar. And so it has a meaning, and when I was little, I really took it seriously. Like, that was my job. Uh-huh. So I always felt very, like, I had to obey and be connected to that.
Can you tell us what your name meant?
It means true princess of God.
Oh, I love that.
It's really sweet. So when I was little, I, like, felt like I'd be really, like, good and responsible.
Uh-huh, because you're a princess. I want a name like that.
Well, they have them in the book. Like, if you came on Sunday... BBG, Yogi Bhajan's wife, she gives out the names from the book.
So. Oh, I should go with you.
Yeah, you should.
That would be fun. Yeah, that would be super fun. I want a name. I'm just so focusing on putting my shoulders back and not closing my heart right now.
Yeah, because that's you strengthening. It's self-love. It's you giving your own love from your own body, as opposed to like, I just went through this thing to this.
Yeah, just like energy out. Like
yeah, and it actually makes you lighter and strengthens your core and your back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What are some other tips about your chakras? Like,
well, I haven't done a lot of like lower chakra work, but I know that when you're doing the breath of fire, it really opens all of that stuff up.
Uh-huh.
So all the stuff in the lower chakras. And it's interesting because I haven't done a lot of study on chakras. I mean, Kundalini is pretty connected to it. But it's really important with your pituitary gland to open that up and keep that healthy for your aura and your auric field.
Yeah, I really believe I'm so into this, and that like if there's different energies in us, that is what causes sickness. Like so, if your heart chakra is closed, a lot of people have heart problems, or like that's how different like cancers kind of form.
Yeah.
So it's can you see can you see people's energies? Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to see people's auras like in colors,
uh-huh.
and I used to ask to go around when people are meditating to like tell them. Or if I saw that they were in pain, I'd ask if I could go touch them and heal them.
Oh, can you heal me? Please heal me. She said yes.
Because my dad would always do like energy work, and he really believed that you could put your energy into something. And
yeah.
I think in art, like you see that directly, or in music, you can hear it directly. So.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Now, how did you learn how to do that? I wanted to take this like Atlantean energy course where you can like move the energy. Like I was like really interested in that. Like, do you know?
I remember after this one car accident, I had so much pain in my body, and it was just unbearable. And I hope I'm allowed to say this. I'm not breaking any secrets or rules, but. My god uncle who's Sikh, he lives in Singapore at the moment, but he told me that you can picture 10 billion suns behind the power of your hand and heal and put your hand on somebody. And I was like, yeah, right. I was like, okay. But we would go into the temple, and I would just lay there, and he would do that work, and it pulled all the pain that I just couldn't get rid of out of my body. And I was like, either I'm convincing myself and it's just creating that, which is a possibility. I'm always like very scientific and mathematical, so even stuff that's energy, I'm like, how did that happen? But yeah, so you picture 10 billion suns, the power of 10 billion suns behind mm-hmm. your hand, and you heal with intent on somebody or yourself. And
mm-hmm. It's kind of similar to Reiki.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about it, but I've had a little bit of Reiki. So, yeah.
That's so cool. I like the sun's trick.
Yeah.
I like the sun. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine 10 billion suns, but
It's you visualize it.
I did it on somebody actually on the back of their head, and they felt like this whole. It was really neat to see what happened, but.
Yeah. So when I do energy work, I visualize like the roots of the ground coming from my feet and like a bright white light, because I did it on my dog when my dog was sick. So I specifically like went and I learned all this energy work for George. And I really do feel like it works. And sometimes he like comes to me for it. Like if I don't give it to him like in a day, he'll like come to me and like just sit like, you know, like he wants that energy. So I do feel like it works, but I would use like a white light. So I like I like the idea of using like 10 billion suns. I think that's so cool. And it makes me want to, like, what other tips did you learn from these like Sikh masters?
Like I said, I hope I'm not breaking any rules or anything.
Oh.
But I think there's like stuff for protection.
Like I need that.
You can picture yourself as blue with a red circle around you. And I was told that the Sikhs were doing that for Obama when he had like death threats and stuff.
Oh,
so
wow.
like it's like they really mean it with like protection, because in war and in history they protect people for human rights and religious rights. And most films that you see, like the War Horse or something, you always see a Sikh with the head people, because they're there for like peace and justice and truth.
Wow.
So it's really beautiful, like the history and the 10 gurus and the whole story of.
Well, maybe just explain to everybody, because I feel like a lot of people don't know.
I hope I say it right. It's always so important to me that I represent it properly. So if I say anything wrong, I apologize. Well, it's the story of 10 gurus, and I'll just generalize it. So the families sacrifice their family to pull the sword to protect for the truth and for light and for freedom. And it's like so men would go out and fight, and when they got tired, the women would go out and fight to protect the children and the men. So that's where the equality started happening.
Oh, wow.
And I thought that was like, So it's they're true white light warriors, but the stories of 10 gurus are.
And which country did they originate in?
Let's see. So it's in India, but I don't actually. It's so funny that you asked me that. I would say, because they were. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't know. There's different areas, so I couldn't like generalize in general, but it's in India, and so like they helped the Buddhists become free when they were trying to get their freedom as well. And so it's really.
That's beautiful.
I feel like there's more stuff, but I wasn't prepared to. I just like don't want to say something if I don't quite know exactly.
Oh, for sure. No, that's better. It's better. It's better to not be wrong.
Yeah, but it's cool, like the general aspect. But I think with anything organized, you have politics, and you have, everything can get the way it gets, where the things that people get turned off by, and
then it becomes like the way because of the politics, which is so frustrating.
My dad had us study like Buddhist, and we're Christian and Catholic. He's like, I want you to try to study each one for several years and be in multiple ones so that you understand.
I love that.
Going to like the Jewish temples and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna temples, and
that's something I strongly believe in too, because I feel like every religion they're all so similar, and there are all so many things that are right about them, and we all just need to be open-minded.
Yeah, it's ultimately music and food, and meditation and being
community.
together.
Community is so big, and I feel like self-love is also having a community of people around you that you can trust, and like.
Yeah, we do it with music. We do it with art. We do it in whatever way is words.
Let's talk about your book again. What's the name? What's the name of your book?
It's called Unframed.
Unframed.
You can get it up on Amazon.
Yes, I'm trying to find it, Camille. And
it's funny because there was a publisher that still has it up that it's not the one I would want you to.
Hold on.
Go to, but
Well, how do I spell your last name?
WALDORF.
Okay, let's check it out. Yeah, guys. So check out her book, and now you're so beautiful. So it's on Kindle too. Awesome. Very cool.
Make sure that was the one that.
There, and that's you. Very cool.
Yeah, see, that's the old publisher. There's a different one where it's just me.
Okay, so not the right book.
No, that's okay.
It
is, but it's I guess we were gonna lead people
to Amazon. You would want the other one.
Yeah,
Okay,
just as long as it doesn't say any publisher on it. It's through
Which
Amazon.
one?
It should be. I had an issue with this actually.
I need to put my stuff on Amazon and sell some stuff on Amazon. I think it's so cool that I could just like have a friend over and she's like, oh yeah, I have stuff on Amazon. I think it's great. I think it's really fun.
Well, just as long as it doesn't say Ex Libris or Over the Edge, because I had 2 different publishers.
You have to teach me how to put.
It should be just through Amazon.
You have to teach me how to put this online. I want to learn. I want to learn how to do it. Okay, so like let's see. Let's look at your book. Let's see.
Cool.
Isn't that cool that we can just go through? I'm just looking at.
Pretty neat, actually.
What?
It's pretty neat. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome. And now, what inspired you to write this book?
I had a solo art show, and I was approached by a publisher, actually, and they considered me a historian because of all the different art forms and people I had paintings and whatnot. So I decided to do it. They wanted a biography. I said, well, I'm a little young to do a biography, but I'll do it in third person through vignettes so that it's kind of like a coffee table, but then I can tell the stories of how the photography and the film work connected to creating the paintings, and my real life became the subjects of my work as opposed to just the ideas in my head. But
I really love this book. Now, so how did you put it all together? Did you work with them, or was this like a passion project of your own?
I did this all by myself. So I went through all of my paintings, all of my photographs, all of my drawings. It took me 2 years.
Wow.
And I just went from beginning. I made a timeline, and I just went from beginning, middle, and end.
Is that you?
Yeah, this is a wild stallion that I used to run around barefoot with.
Oh my
and
God.
play with hide and go seek. I used to always try to get on my mom and be like, no.
So cute. Look at you.
So yeah, when I was a kid, I was like,
Yeah.
I learned their language.
Wow, look at this. Pegasus Vault. Is that you?
Yeah, that was, I won that whatever.
That's so cool.
But yeah, it was a performance, so.
Awesome. Well, very cool. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, the art and the paintings kind of leads into.
Is this about like your childhood life, or?
Yeah, just like the influences, like music and my teachers, and just what formed.
And this is you as a model. Then you became a model.
Yeah. I was like, I think I'm like 12 or 13.
Beautiful. Well, I wish we had the whole book that we could just like go through. Yeah, I should have told you. I should have told you that. You're like, yeah, I didn't give her as much notice as I should have.
It's okay. We're improving.
Yeah. We're talking about being psychic and expanding psychic abilities. Now, how do you see colors when you look at people? How do you see their aura?
I just can see an energy around them, and more when I kind of am with them a little bit more. But I used to see them really bright when I was younger, and I see them still now, but I definitely pick up on energy around them. Yeah.
Gotcha. Special shout out to all the people in the comments. We got Casey Jones, we have Gary, we have Glenn. Glenn said, I feel like I have been disconnected and I used to always choose the right decision. It's hard sometimes to make the right decisions and things, right? Like,
yeah.
What do you like? How do you follow your intuition?
Well, I have this thing in the morning where I just go, higher power, God, please just take everything I'm feeling, everything I don't know, everything I want to work out, and please just take it out of my hands and handle it, please, because I don't know. And it's really amazing because I was talking to you about a situation that was going on with someone very personal to me, and I decided to drive down the street and go around, and literally they were riding their bike right next to my car, and I was like, hey. And so we actually got to like pull over and kind of clear something. So I feel like you can connect to people and things, but you have to also like give it up to open yourself, because otherwise we get in our head and our mind.
So how do you do that?
Well, just allowing your intuition to guide you. Like almost like not like a voice, but sort of like what you're feeling, even if you feel like it's wrong or weird or whatever. Just kind of going for it, just opening yourself.
Did you know he was going to be on that street? Like,
No.
Is this a street he normally goes on?
No.
Like, so he just magically appeared?
Yeah.
Damn, I wish my manifestation worked like that.
This is the third time it's happened with us in the last like month.
He just magically was there.
Yeah, exactly at the same time. And then the one time we ran into each other and he didn't want to talk, and he went over and he's like then my bike completely broke down. He's like Camille. So I have a weird thing with technology, like with computers and stuff. Like it
like spazzes out sometimes, right?
Yeah, that's why I try to always keep my intentions good and never put out dark or negative intentions to anybody for any reason at all. Like always keep it positive. Yeah.
That's good. And that's a lot of times I feel like people are given these powers or these gifts that deserve them. Because, and I feel like if you're bad or if you have negative intentions, I feel like the universe takes away some of those powers.
I learned really quickly. I think I like put my foot on my horse's butt one time, kind of like sassy or whatever, and she like kicked me, and I just learned how quick everything was for me. So my karma is like instant. It's
instant karma.
It does not take a week or a day. It's like instant. So I know.
Let's talk a little bit about karma. Let's explain to the viewers on Amazon Live about karma. But first, let's mention these ever better. Ooh, geez. That was maybe some karma right there. I don't know. No? These are amazing.
You have to eat your breakfast.
This is, yeah. That was yeah. These are really good. These are called,
what are they?
They're better brownies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're really, I mean, amazing. And they have probiotics in them. They're keto friendly, gluten free. And I love it. It's like it's Denise Austin and her daughter, Kate Austin. It's just, I love supporting women, and I love supporting like family businesses. I just think it's so awesome, and these are really, really good. And I have just been trying to keep my protein up because I lost a lot of weight, so I've just been trying to eat more. And these brownies are amazing. Guys, if you're interested in them, they are in the carousel. Make sure to shop the carousel and support the show if you want to keep seeing it. I'm Chakra Girl here with my friend Camille Waldorf, who's telling us about her life growing up in a very spiritual community and also having these psychic and intuitive abilities that have really helped her succeed in life. She has a book on Amazon that you guys can all check out. It's called Unframed, and we're just going to get back to karma. Yeah.
Yes.
Karma. Tell me a little bit about karma.
I try to stay out of the realm of receiving it. So I just think that karma is real.
Karma is real.
Yeah.
Karma comes back to you.
Yeah,
right?
And don't try to give somebody karma. Just let God handle it, because it will.
It will. And I feel too, like there are people who will mess with karma. Like one of my girlfriends, she broke up with this guy and she's like, I'm going to get back. And I'm like, don't do it. Like, it's not worth it. I'm like, no. She's like, he hooked up with my friend. I'm going to get back at both of them. And I was like, no. I was like, it is not worth it. I was like, then all of that energy is going to go back to you, girl. Like, leave it alone.
Say a prayer for them, ultimately, because if somebody's doing something that you don't like or disagree with, like, pray for them that it gets
that's
better
a good idea.
Them,
yeah,
because that's actually putting something out that's giving you good karma. Yeah, and teaching you not to talk bad about people, because it's not good to have that practice.
Yeah. Do you think me mentioning this subject is talking bad about her? I'm like, oh no, is this a karma?
No. I mean, like, no, but it's, something that that I just really try to, even when I'm having a problem with somebody, like I will try to talk to somebody that is like isolated to help me with things, but outside of that, just like processing things is fine, but I just think like it's a good thing to consciously go, hey, I should consciously try not to talk bad, because we don't really say that. I don't really hear it's usually like we're like,
like this sucks, blah blah blah,
this happened, and it's hard. We're all going through so much. So.
Yeah, it's really hard. I feel like that too. I feel like in relationships, I don't like to after when it's going on, I like talk, and then after it's over, I'm like, okay, that's done. Like I try to just disconnect it from my brain. Yeah. Like just cut it off. Like there's an energy technique that one of my friends taught me. It was just to imagine scissors cutting outside your aura. Do you have any tips about I guess disconnecting from somebody or something that situation like that?
I went through some really hard things that were incredibly difficult to get out of my heart, and how it affected my entire life. And so I've learned this one meditation where you picture you're sitting in a boat, almost like a stadium, and you ask those people to come forward, and you say, this is what you did, and this is how it affected me. And then you take an iron gate and you close it and you lock it.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Just close all those iron gates, guys.
And lock it, and then just send it away with love. Be like, I forgive you, and understand them, as opposed to
that's beautiful.
Because you can always understand, even when we watch all these mystery things on TV, you understand why somebody did something or how their chemistry is, as opposed to just being you're bad or
Now, what are some of the ways, I guess, that you were learned to work with trauma?
Kundalini yoga has been one of the main things, and also working with horses.
Animals.
I do special training with horses that are deemed dangerous or violent, or they can't go forward, or you can't really work with them. And
so do you think that it's a healing, that healing others helps heal yourself? I
Absolutely.
guess. Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, because it forces you to practice. If you're teaching, it forces you to do it as well, and it keeps your own practice. But yeah, I mean, I am not perfect by any means, and I have made plenty of mistakes and have plenty of things to work on, but you know, that's why it's there as a tool.
That's so cool. That's so
Yeah.
that's so awesome. Now, and any tips on opening your third eye chakra?
Well, like when you close your eyes and you look at the tip of your nose, you look at your brow point, you can focus at that point and it'll start to open. So that's a good. And when I was younger, I used to always think I was a unicorn and I would project my energy from like that point.
Oh, that's so smart.
Because horses also, like, their eyes are over here, and so they really use their forehead to move. So I would always kind of like. That's different.
Yeah, well, that's
more like a silly kid thing.
That's really cool. That's really awesome. Now, I also hear like frankincense. Are you into essential oils at all?
Yeah, and I burn sage a lot. Yeah, probably too much, but
yeah, it's like I did that the other day. One of my friends came over and they're like, your ex-boyfriend is still in this house. I was like, no, he's not. They're like, I feel his energy. I'm like, oh God. And I like got like I think it was like Palo Santo or whatever. I was just like, get him out, get him out.
I really believe in energy trails. Like sometimes I can walk into a space and a friend of mine, I said I walked into her office and I'm like, somebody had really negative energy here and like was stealing from you. And she's like, oh, I just fired my assistant. She was stealing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I totally could see the energy trail in there. So definitely, like, yeah, it's good to burn stuff. And open the windows.
Okay, yeah. Get it out. Get out energy. Now, do you feel like when you meet somebody, your energies can kind of like connect for a while? How do you disconnect those energies? Like the steel gates, or
well, there's a protection mantra. It's Adguru Name, Jugadguru Name, Satguru Name, Siddhiguru Deve Name, and you do it on each side of you, and that protects you, helps you with like car accidents, like just kind of anticipate something happening 10 or 15 minutes before, like you get a warning, or just the blue, picturing yourself as blue with a red circle around you. Like I'll do it immediately if I don't like an energy or something. Yeah.
That's so cool. That's really interesting. Now, guys, does anyone have any questions? I'm going to put the phone number up on the screen right now if you guys want to call in and ask us any questions. Maybe you want to get a psychic reading. I'm just going to sit here with Camille till anyone calls. Once again, I'm here with my friend Camille, and we're just talking about energy. We're talking about chakras. We're talking about crystals. We're shopping the carousel. All right, guys, we're shopping the carousel. We're also sporting all of these really cool, awesome, and fun products from Sway TV. Just really enjoying them right now. Just, you know, hanging out on the couch with all of you guys, and love to connect with more people. So that's what we're doing. But guys, yeah, if you guys want to give us a call, and if you're watching from one of my other platforms, go to Amazon TV, Amazon.com/live. You'll see us here.
If you call in, we're going to connect this thing, the wire behind you.
Okay. Oh, we didn't do that. Oh, okay. Should we not do that?
Well, no, if you have the wire behind you. No, you don't
This
have to
wire?
connect it yet.
Okay. All right.
This one right behind you is red.
A red wire. This wire?
Yep.
Okay.
So if it comes in, I got you covered.
All right. Very cool. Sorry for the impromptu phone calls. I was just wanting to talk to some people. I was like, what are they doing? So Camille, do you see the color of my aura right now? Do I have any colors?
I felt like when you walked up, like you had like blue and a little bit of like magenta, like blue, color, like a purple blue around you.
Gotcha. What does that mean?
Well, I think that purple is the heart, and I can't remember, like blue. I there's all these like meanings to colors and stuff like that. So blue is also like noble and royal and just committed, and like you really do have like a really like noble heart, and you're just like really committed to everything you're doing, and you're committed to yourself and your own energy, and like that's really special and unique. Yeah.
What color is your aura?
I don't know. I would have to. I don't know. I think I'll probably have like.
I see gold.
Like, yeah.
What does gold mean?
I don't know. I mean, it has many different meanings, I guess. I just try to keep, like, I just had people, my mom and my grandmother pass, so I feel like a lot of their energy is in my auric field. Like, they're all around me, so that gold energy is probably just, like, their light. Like,
spiritual light.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I feel like
that's so beautiful.
I've had a lot of experiences with them.
So do you talk to spirits as well?
I get things in pictures.
Okay.
So,
Like, is it pictures you draw, or is it pictures that come into your body, your mind?
like for instance, my friend's wife had passed away, and I was looking at this plant in their house, and it just kind of like lit up. Like I could see like light all around it, and I was like, sitting there like, it almost looks like that plant is like on fire. He's like, that was her favorite plant. How did you know? I'm like, it's lit up right now. And then he would leave this light on in his house. And I said, she's showing me that light and saying, you can turn it off because she's here. You don't need to leave it on for her. And he's like, oh, I leave it on for her all the time. And I'm getting like chills. And so like stuff like that, where it's almost like they just start guiding me and showing me things. And I can feel almost like a full physical person sitting next to me or in energy. It's intense because it's, so I don't like actively intentionally practice it, but when I run into it or something, I know it's meant for me to help and pass it on. So.
That's amazing. I want to bring you to my house that's haunted.
Is it?
There's ghosts in my house. I've had so many like energy people come and try to clear the house with
Really?
I've had Reiki people. I've had like people meditating on it. There are spirits in my house, but they're nice spirits, so I don't mind them. I don't mind the spirits of my house.
There are mantras that you can play. There's Sanatam Kar has Chants of Sacred Healing, and I was advised from Tej Kar to play that, and it helps spirits pass on.
Oh, that's so cool.
My dad had passed away, so she's like, you can play this. You don't have to do the mantras. It just works on you, and it also works on healing you.
Oh, that's so cool. And where do you get these mantras from?
You can look on like YouTube, and it's in Gurumukhi, so it's in Sanskrit, so it's like one of the oldest languages in the world, and so it connects to like all the vibrations and sounds of all languages.
That's so cool. Now, are there certain mantras that you listen to all the time, or?
Yeah, I mean, I listen to her a lot when I'm feeling like I need to self-care, or I feel I just feel like energies need to pass or something like that. But I listen to her a lot just because it kind of resets my energy. Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool. Very, very interesting. I like, there's this woman on YouTube I love, and her name is Eva Marquez, and she does like this language of light videos, which is so cool. Yeah, it's so cool.
When I was a kid, I was really terrified of my gifts. So, like, I didn't know what dimension I was in. I was like, what is, and it would freak me out. So it took me a long time to accept it. I think till my dad passed.
Wow.
Because I didn't really have a choice then. I was like, uh-oh. And then I started to, like, learn more and learn how to work with it. So. So how did you start working with your gifts? Well, keeping yourself really clear, like, I think, like, any kind of substances will block or dull those things. Like, even like pot will, like, block your third eye and stuff like that, even though it's really good for certain medicinal things. So, yeah, just allowing myself to give the time to be clear, to accept, like, all this stuff going on, but also learn how to protect my energy when I do not want to have anything
happen.
Yeah.
Or feel anyone's energy.
Yeah. So just learning the tools to be more open to it.
Somebody wrote, Steve Boots said, how can you tell the person's color, Camille?
Well, it depends. I mean, it's almost like taking an X-ray. It's almost like I feel like I can see kind of through somebody's energy and stuff. So it sort of comes from a core where all the tension is held, and then where it comes from, and then all the light that is around them and
that's
that they
beautiful.
have. So
yeah, that's so beautiful. Now, will you look at somebody and see their energy and then think like, okay, no, like right away, like I can't do business with them. I can't even do friends with them. That's it.
I think I have too much compassion to.
You're too loving.
Yeah, it's maybe to a fault. It's like even if I feel something or get a red flag, I still feel like how could I be helpful? Yeah. Because I feel like if I reject or I'm like no or this is bad, it's like, well, it doesn't help if I tell them they're bad. If there's something I can tell them that's helpful to help them, then I know that like I'm passing on the work that because Kundalini helps heal all that stuff. So
that's so interesting. And now we were talking about like my posture and opening my heart chakra. And as I sit here and talk to you, I don't know what it was from me talking about that. Maybe it was like we were talking about like being nice to people when you like know, like, and I just kind of like my heart like kind of closed and I felt myself like slooping in the chair. Is there any way to remind yourself and like don't let those outside factors like close you? How do you work
when
on
you
that?
notice that that's happening? Ask yourself like why. Like what is it that's coming up for me, and release that with love. So if somebody's done something that's like making, or something's happened currently that's making you retract, just go, I'm going to pray for that person. All the things that bothered me or that hurt me, I'm just going to say a prayer and forgive them and hope that the things that bothered me, that they can find a better way to move on. I know it's hard because it's easier to just be like, you know. I
know. We had this conversation in the car too. I remember like 3 years ago, I feel like we had the same conversation. Like, I was trying to get some Carl's Jr. You were probably judging me.
No, not at all. The Carl's Jr. is good.
Oh God, yeah, it's hard. And then sometimes, like, even now, I'm like, I am tired. I don't want to like sit up straight. Like, what are some ways that you can force yourself to do it?
Just using your lower chakra. Keep pulling in your navel point and like kind of flexing your lower
chakra.
Yeah, and you can flex your hips like down here where you flex your hips, so your sits bones are kind of pointing backwards, and that helps you naturally sit up.
So like, am I doing it right?
Yeah, it's almost like if you
arch your butt out.
Yeah,
like I'm pushing my butt out. Yeah. Pushing my butt out.
Yeah, that helps just everything kind of relax a lot easier.
I feel like for any women watching, it also makes you look a little bit more sexy and confident. Like I feel so much more sexy and confident right now just sitting like this. I'm like, wow, this is like I've gone from like a 5 to a 10.
Well,
like
it's hard
2 seconds.
because like when you open your energy, it's like then things come to you, and it's sometimes I want to like not.
Or like if I'm at a party or an event, sometimes I just get so overwhelmed from everyone. I'm just like, oh God, get away.
Yeah. Well, that's normal. I have a hard time being in crowds of people because I feel everybody's energy, and I'm like, whoa, it's too much.
Yeah, it's too much sometimes, way too much. Especially if you're around people who are like low energy, like that's the worst. If I'm around somebody who's going through a lot of stress or whatever, it just drives me nuts.
Yeah, you have to definitely protect your energy and not get shifted or taken down too much by it.
Yeah. We got a question from Steve again. Can you tell if you have a spirit near you?
Yes.
Oh, how do you tell? Do they like tap you? Are they like, hello?
Well, I will either feel something cold, like a real cold spot, or I feel something really heavy and dense, or it's almost like if you could take the weight of a person's energy and be there, but they're not physically there, I feel it in that way, or I'll get like chills directly. Like, I was on set one time, and this young girl was kind of having an attitude with the stylist, and the stylist was a friend of mine, and he's like, I'm going to kick her off set. I'm like, no, give her a chance. I'm like, there's something going on. And then I went up to her and I just said, like, it's really important to be positive for your future. And I just feel like something's coming through to tell me that. And I was like, all of a sudden I got this picture and her grandmother. And I was like, I feel your grandmother is telling me to tell you this, to be strong and to give you love. And because she was so upset, and I just saw like bullet tears, and this girl just fell on me and wrapped her arms around me, this young like teenager, and just started crying. She's like, my grandmother just died. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, wow, I got to give her that and like hold her, and 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 it happened with another guy on set too. He just was drawn to me. I'm like, oh, something's going on. So sometimes people get drawn to me. And I just had such beautiful experiences like that.
Can you talk to my grandmother? Can you bring her here right now?
I keep getting
There's room on the couch.
I do keep getting chills around me with you, like around my head.
So you think you feel a spirit?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you tell, I usually don't ever ask anybody. It's easier. But.
Talk to my grandmother, Nana. Come down here on this couch right now. Unless there's ghosts at Sway TV. Is there any ghosts at Sway TV?
I don't know. I mean, see, there's a lot of landscape out here, so there's definitely like there's a lot of history in the earth in LA and in the hills for sure. There's a lot of spirit energy.
What kind of history? Like,
well, just there was a lot of. Like up in Laurel Canyon, there was a tribe that was up there, and the daughter was going to marry this I think white settlers that were building all this land, and he said he promised he wouldn't destroy the land, and he did. And there was this whole war and fight that went on. So there's a lot of, like history and blood spilled and fights and wars that have gone on. I grew up in Santa Cruz in the foothills, and there was Indian burial grounds near where I live. So
that's what I think. I'm like, are there Indian burial grounds like under where we are living right now?
I would believe so.
Probably. They're just everywhere.
Yeah.
It's the earth. Things die.
A lot of this stuff in the 60s, I feel like, happened to, like, a lot of, like Wonderland. I used to live on Wonderland. There's a lot of, like, history, movies made about, like, all those places and stuff, so.
Interesting.
There's a lot of, anyway, I've had a lot of experiences.
Yes, you're right.
I try not to stay in the hills.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Mostly, but it feels good around here. I mean,
yeah. So the hills had a lot of drama going on. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of heavy,
and I think that's why there's
intense energy.
Yeah, there's a lot of heavy energy there. My friend, it was so funny. I was at dinner with one of these people that I just did a film with, Last Call, in theaters now. IFC bought it. Super excited. It's on TV. And I'm talking to my friend Zach, who's Zach, who's in the movie. And he was telling me that I guess 2 of his friends bought in the hills, and there was so many regulations about what LA County, like it's like a whole different kind of thing. Like they had to get permits for everything. One guy couldn't even buy a pool. So it's one of those kind of like poltergeist kind of stories where it's like everyone dies, or just nothing gets done.
Yeah, well, I feel like there's, when there's a spirit energy too, and it's like really, you just feel like it's really dark and dense. And heavy energy. But the Sonatum card, sacred healing, chance of sacred healing, that helps stuff pass on. So in working in some of this stuff, I will play that, and you can sing those mantras, and it helps like open things up.
But do we want to let them go? Like, I'm just wondering, like, are the spirits in my house nice? Are they taking care of it when I'm gone,
I don't know. You'd have to,
be like, do I want them to go? I don't know if I want them to go. I kind of feel like, when I'm home by myself, I'm like, well, at least the spirits are here.
If it's good and it's not bothering you, or they didn't have, like, a really dark suffering experience where they're confused and scared, and they're scaring you, then yeah.
I mean, I feel like they definitely pushed my ex-boyfriend out of the house because he was there for a while, and I feel like they were messing him.
That was probably your grandma.
That was my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
She's
they are not having it because they can see what's going on and they're watching for you. Definitely, you're definitely your grandma.
Definitely my grandmother. Okay, but it was really so. The first time I had maybe it was my grandmother too. So I had the first time when I moved into the house, I had my mom there, my dad came to town, and my friend Brad came over. You guys know Brad from my How to Start podcast. My friend Wendy came over. Just a bunch of my friends came over, and we're like having this dinner. And then after the dinner, everyone at home, I'm sitting with my mom. And she's like, oh, Lauren, this is such a nice time at this new house with you. And then on the mantle of the fireplace, there's no wind, no nothing. I have a home sign. Yeah. And it's this wooden sign with home, and it has like sparkles on it. And all of a sudden, it just falls to the ground and smashes into pieces, like 3 pieces.
Wow.
So I was just wondering, I was like, is that a good spirit or a bad spirit?
And what was going on when that happened? Like
nothing. There was no wind, no nothing. My mom just said, "I'm so happy that we had everyone over for like this first gathering at your house."
Somebody didn't like it.
No.
When it was just your friends, and
it was just my friends and my parents, and my ex-boyfriend was there, but I mean he went running and like was not there. So.
Well, maybe it's just like a spirit letting you know it's there,
or something like
unresolved.
I'm here too.
Yeah, and something unresolved. Like so they're upset because they're disconnected. I'm getting this image right now. They're upset because they're disconnected because everyone's there, but whatever happened with them, they're not there with the people they love, and they're not physically there.
So you think it was my grandmother?
Well, I don't know if there's other spirits there.
Gotcha.
If that would have been out of character for her, but it could have been.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe she was kind of a feisty lady, so could have like she could have did it.
Yeah. And it's funny because after my meditation too, I was like thinking like, who should I call or like reach out to, and like I reached out to you, and then
you came on today. Yeah, that's such a funny. So what did you meditate? How did you meditate this morning?
I always like really love nature, so I feel like when you connect to the earth and you just let like the wind and everything around you just connect and like kind of tell you. I just sat under this big tree and I just sat there and I was just like. Sitting there, and I was just like, God, just guide me, like, and I was like, I'm gonna call Lauren. Like, that's where the energy feels good.
That's
to go to.
Good.
Your body knows too. Your body will react.
I'm like, oh, my body. I'm slouching again. Or like, you just reminded me. I'm like, okay, stand up straight, Lauren.
Well, it's a way to heal your heart
Uh-huh.
and get your heart strong.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Heal my heart. Get my heart strong. That's what I need to work on.
Yeah.
Healing that heart. Oh, Glenn Newley said, call Tom Arnold. So I have this really funny sketch that's actually on Amazon Prime if you guys want to check it out, with Tom Arnold, where I play this character whose house is haunted, and Tom Arnold comes and like is this paranormal, like spiritual, like he's a ghostbuster. Yeah. So he comes and ghostbusts the house. But
That's
it was
rad.
Yeah, it was really funny. So guys, if you want to watch that, just go on Amazon Prime and check out the funny short I did with Tom Arnold. It's fun.
Tom Arnold's great.
Yeah, he's definitely
That's
funny.
hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have to see it. You were incredible on Key of Awesome. Like I was like dying, like the Wheel of Weird, like all.
It was so guys, we met and I interviewed her, and then she didn't realize, she didn't recognize me from Key of Awesome, and she used to watch Key of Awesome, so it was really cool, really funny coincidence.
Yeah, I was like, so how did you get into all this like stuff and everything? And she was telling me, and I was like, no way.
I was like, I'm Lady Gaga, and she's like, what?
I was obsessed with only the Lady Gaga stuff too, because I was in a similar recording studio, so I was like, I don't know, whatever. I don't know. I wouldn't say anything like negative.
That was fun.
It was just like so cool.
Yeah. So those of you that are watching that have never seen me before, 10 years ago or 12 years ago, actually now, oh my God, more than 12, 2007, I started doing and Key of Awesome started in 2010, but 2007, I started doing these weird internet videos. So how many years ago is that?
I don't know. I remember
It's like
telephone.
14. Oh my God. So I've been doing internet videos for a very long time. Yeah. So I started doing these weird internet videos, and I became I became a meme for a little bit. It was fun. Now I'm like a grown up. Now I'm like not like dress. I mean, I do dress up sometimes as these characters, but now I'm like sitting on this fancy couch in Bel Air. I'm not like living in my parents' house, like going to college and dressing up like Lady Gaga, but maybe I should
so
be.
Good. It was so good. The telephone one.
Yeah.
The Beyonce, that was so good. I send it to people. Sometimes I post it. Like I'm like, you guys have to see this. It's so funny. It's so good.
It's so funny.
You're really talented. It's really good.
It would have been really funny if like you knew like when you were watching. Maybe you watched the videos because you knew we were gonna be friends. You were like watching this. You're like, this is my friend, and then I like came like.
I was only obsessed with watching those ones. It maybe manifested it.
You manifested our friendship.
Yeah.
So let's talk about manifesting. I feel like that's the perfect place to go with this conversation, because I am in love with manifesting, and I've been working a lot on my like manifesting acting jobs throughout the years. I manifested my house. I manifested my pool. Then I stopped taking care of the pool, and I didn't mean to manifest it, but the pool like is looking like a pond. Maybe I want a pond in my backyard. Maybe that's what it is. You know.
Yeah. Pool pond.
A pool pond.
So how do you manifest? Like, what do you do?
So when I manifest, I really try to align myself and just like focus on myself and focus on love. That's really what I do. And then for the parking spots, when I want to manifest a parking spot, I will visualize an empty spot, like before I get to the place. So as I'm driving there, I just visualize myself pulling up and going into that parking spot. What are your tips?
For parking spots, I do angels of parking.
Oh, angels of, okay. Yeah,
I'm like angel of parking.
Angel of parking. Okay, yeah. I got to try that.
But for manifestation, I think it's really visual too. Like I'll write something down, or I'll draw something, or I'll just focus on seeing that happen and just focus on it happening, just like that. You know, just the basic stuff. But it's really true. I mean, you have to know that that's your destiny, or like you have to know that that's where you belong energetically too. Because if you're timid or you don't feel, you have stuff that's keeping you back, it will.
Wow.
I feel like a little bit.
Yeah. Wow. That's definitely. I feel like too. Sometimes when we try to manifest them, there's like other things that come in that we can't let go of. And it blocks your manifesting. Like, let's say I really want an acting job and I'm trying to manifest the acting job, but then my anxiety and my nerves get in the way of that. Do you have any tips on just like how to let go of all those things?
Yeah, the breath of fire is amazing.
Breath of fire?
When I used to perform, when I was performing in ballet company and stuff, I would get, your adrenaline just goes through the roof. So there's, I think you do breath of fire for like 30 minutes or something.
30 minutes, wow.
And it just, you completely are so still and calm in your nervous system that it's almost like when you have class for like 3 hours and you're so in your body that like, and so still that you can just execute anything and there's no nerves in there because you're so centered. energetically, it just puts you in that place, and then it slows your heart rate down, so you can't.
Let's do it. How would you breath of fire again? I forgot.
Well, there's one for calming your central nervous system where you take your thumb on your one nostril and you inhale, and then you block it with your pinky, and then you exhale with the other side, and then inhale, and then block it, and then the other one, and then inhale, and then exhale, and then inhale, and then exhale. And you do that for a few minutes, and you'll feel like a cooling come over your body, and it calms your whole, like I almost feel like
it. Yeah.
It calms your central nervous system right away, and it brings your heart rate down, so you feel like more still and calm.
Oh, I love that. I love that breathing technique. Now, did you learn that growing up, or how did you learn that?
And a lot of the dancers, we would all practice stuff, and you can or you can't. I mean, it's up to you, but I just wanted to do everything I possibly could to make myself prepared, and also if you're having a panic attack, or if you're...
Yeah, that's my problem. I get panic attacks often.
Use that one. Use it. Yeah, seriously, because it really helps you just keep doing it. Our bodies have so much of everything that we need from the universe inside of our system as well that we can unlock.
Now, how do you know besides like feeling that panic feeling that like how do you know if your central nervous system is off? Do you have any tips or things of way you feel your body?
Well, I mean, I think all of us had an induced trauma from COVID this year. Like, seriously. We all had panic attacks. We all went to places a lot of us maybe hadn't gone, because it's like, here you go shopping and you feel like you're gonna die. In the first round of it, we were all pretty scared.
I didn't even go shopping. I just had to hire grocery, because I was scared for my parents. I was like, I can't risk it. Like, I went to the grocery store once and my father was just screaming at me. He's like, you're gonna kill us all. I was like, I just went to ShopRite.
It's so
scary.
I mean, that's taken everything to a whole other level, I feel like. And I feel like just making sure, even if you just lay down on the ground flat and you're not doing any exercise or anything, just lay down and just feel what your body wants to do and where it needs to release and what's holding. But you definitely need to use tools. I mean, obviously there's therapy and medications and things, but I really feel like your body, breathing and stretching is the main thing. And
stretching.
And when it's happening, it's so hard. When you're having a panic attack, and the things that might affect it, like coffee or stimulants.
Yeah, I can't stop coffee. That's one thing that I just can't. It's like my drug.
I know. I mean, I have coffee too, so it's just anything. If you feel like your nervous system really is like at its peak, then maybe cut back with something or be more easy, or
gotcha.
Just listen to your body.
Well, let's also listen to the chat a little bit. We have Joe R who's tuning in. Thank you guys for finding us on Amazon. So excited. Here with my friend Camille Waldorf, and we're just talking. Am I saying your last name correctly? I think I'm not, because every time I say it, I feel this
it's Waldorf.
Waldorf.
Yeah.
Waldorf.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like Wallendorf.
Waldorf. Sorry.
It's okay. I like the way you said it.
I had
I had an accent.
Yeah, it's my
cute.
It was like my speech therapy problems coming out as I should know how to say my friend's last name correctly, especially because it's a famous last name. So yeah, I should. I feel really bad, and I'm sorry. But she is on social media. She's on Instagram. Camille A. Waldorf.
Yeah, on Instagram, and then just Camille Waldorf on Facebook.
Gotcha. Cool.
And I think same on Twitter.
And anyone who's just tuning in, there's so many cool things that you can check out in the carousel. And one of them are these amazing, really cool Govee lights. I like to shoot videos. This is what I kind of do for a living. I just shoot videos all the time. Yeah. So I always try to make my background look really, really nice. That's one of the tips. People always ask me, how can I start a YouTube channel, or how can I start a channel on social media? What are the best ways to get those high quality images? And I tell them that it's really important to have nice stuff behind you. It's so important, because it sets the tone of the videos, and it makes everything just look so much more just professional. If you want to have videos where you're talking to the camera It definitely is. And then also we have this amazing crystal behind us, which I am chakra girl, so I am addicted. I don't know about you, but I love crystals.
I love crystals.
That's,
yeah.
especially when you were telling me how you meditate. I never meditated to a crystal before, so I'm like going to do that as soon as I get home.
But ask an intention.
Okay. Oh, so have an intention before.
Yeah, like what, like if you want to
Should I ask the crystal the intention?
Yeah, like, well, if you want to know something or you want to see deeper into something that you don't know, like a question, yeah, have an intention.
Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I know intentions are, it's so funny. I when I have intentions for something, but like it's so funny what you find out. It's really amazing if you can focus your energy on whatever it is that you want to know, that the universe will just bring that to you.
Yeah.
I love that.
You can do it with a crystal or a candle.
A candle,
at the light. Yeah.
So this is Serena Loves, and I just saw this here right now, and I asked Andy, who owns Sway TV, I'm like, what is this? It's so nice. And it is an orange calcite stone of eternal energy, and it balances emotions and energy, energizes and cleanses your vibes, stimulates insight and action. And the affirmation here is, my mind is cleansed and ready for action. Isn't that so cool? Isn't that so cool? Like, yeah, it's like we're here, and like our mind, it's like both of us are here for a reason, and you guys as well, because now you guys are absorbing that crystal energy, and your mind is cleansed and ready for action, which is a great way to start this time of my life, I think.
Yes.
So, can we talk a little about crystal energy?
You know, other than, I feel like when you go into a store and there's crystals and there's stuff, if you just use your energy and you find which one speaks to you, like you're gonna feel a connection. You'll feel like an energy connection, and that one's usually like meant for you. There's so many stones and crystals that mean so much. I mean, I'm still always learning, but I like I have a big quartz one, and that's the one I use for meditation and manifestation.
Is it rose quartz or just regular quartz?
It's just like a white
quartz.
Yeah, it's a big one. So and that's the one I use for meditation.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, are you focusing on the crystal every time you meditate, or do you just have it with you while you meditate?
Sometimes I have it with me, but it's if I have I've used it with a specific intention, looking into like a piece of the light and looking into it and asking it, a question, or having it show me something. A friend had passed over, and I actually had some experiences in my house. I didn't know who it was, so I tried to ask the crystal, but that was the one that was like really draining.
It was draining, yeah, because you were also opening in other dimensions.
Yeah,
right?
so I'm not. Like... It's like I like the just kind of.
Yeah.
I have to keep it light. It's a lot. But I think other people have different experiences.
With different meditations for sure. And now, how long do you meditate looking at the crystal?
For as long as it takes, I guess. I mean, maybe give yourself like 10 to 20 minutes.
I have such a love-hate relationship with meditation. I did TM, which is transcendental meditation, and I get very anxious while I'm meditating. It's very hard for me. Same thing with yoga. I get anxious while I'm doing yoga.
Well, the Kundalini yoga would be good for you because you're doing all the breathing, and so you're like dealing with the nervous system, and you're like you're pumping all that air and oxygen into your body and moving the blood. So it will calm you down and like center you. Like you'll be so like kind of
I'm very focused on self-love right now. I'm very focused on getting my YouTube channel back up. And thank you guys who are watching on my other platforms. I stopped posting for a while because it gets very overwhelming. I was dealing, as you said, we were talking about like the pandemic, bringing it back to what we were talking about before. We're talking about the pandemic and just being stuck inside. And I just kind of like, it stopped me from wanting to shoot videos. Like, how did you get over all that?
I actually went and stayed out in the forest on a property for 3 months.
That's amazing.
I was like, if this is going on, I'm going to stay in the forest. And I went into Santa Cruz, and then I was on a boat for like 3 weeks. Because I was on my way to Oregon, and they shut the borders down, so I was like, oh my gosh. And then eventually I came back, and I haven't really been kind of in one place, and I've just been in nature a lot, so I try
that's beautiful.
But you definitely have to like get out or like have a routine or something. I mean, now I'm in one place right now, so I go up to like Beechwood area and walk around and just try to get in nature, get with the trees and stuff.
I feel like we all went through this like intense like war that just happened last year. I feel like it was like a war, like
it's a psychological, spiritual.
It was just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just completely condensed on everybody's psyche and emotions and sense of life and reality and purpose and future. And I lost some friends in the process that didn't make it through it because it just was too much.
Yeah, one of my friends from high school, just like, and so young and like beautiful and just really sad, really sad.
Yeah, so it's, all these things that we can use as tools are like, now it's shifting though. I mean, the vaccines are coming and people are starting to get out and stuff, so hopefully it's getting better.
Yeah, I hope so. Oh, we got somebody commented Oregon. So yeah, guys, if you're watching, let us know in the comments, where are you from? We're really curious. There is an ability to call in. So even if you're watching from a different platform, I mean, I would rather you guys come to the Amazon platform and check out our queue. We have a carousel with lots of cool stuff that I personally love. There's so many cool products that we are promoting. One of them is this awesome PlayStation, and they've done 2 PlayStation giveaways, which are really fun, and I just love it. I love video games. Here's a fun fact.
Yeah, video games are amazing.
Yeah, I was at a dinner last night, and I was talking to this like famous doctor guy, and he was talking about how, because he's a surgeon, he said playing video games has so helped him become a better surgeon because his I guess his cognitive abilities of using his hand, I can't think of the correct words right now, but using his hands and eyes at the same time to just like do what he needs to do.
Coordination, eye-hand coordination.
Yeah, it really helps. So
sharpen
everything, sharpen your senses, sharpen your reactions. So video games are really cool. And we have a really, really cool PlayStation in the queue if you want to get them. I really want a PlayStation. So if anyone wants to get me a PlayStation, or we can just play games here, let me know. That would be awesome. I love that, though. Yeah.
Video games are pretty mind-blowing. You just have this whole world that you go into now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely an interesting way to expand your psyche. It's just like different ways to kind of like stretch your brain or do all that is definitely interesting. I find a lot of times we can just, sit in front of the TV or do things that like aren't expanding. And then that's why I wanted to do this show is like, I want to show you guys how to expand everything in every way. And crystals.
Absolutely. Crystals and stretching and breathing.
Why stretching? Because sometimes I have a love and hate relationship with stretching as well, but I'm good at it. I like doing it. But why do I like it?
Well, I mean, you release a lot of endorphins and tension and stress. I mixed the Kundalini yoga and a ballet stretch tech.
Oh,
and
I used to be a ballet dancer too, so that's so
oh my
cool
gosh.
that we have that.
Yes,
yeah.
I could see that for sure in your lines and everything.
Well, not right now. I'm kind of like, oh God. But
it's a lot of work, all that stuff.
How do you stand up straight for so long? It's like, how do you do it? Everyone at home, practice with me.
I know it's good to like. My favorite thing is just to lay down.
Your posture is so good. I'm just like jealous of your posture.
I'm holding my ribs right now.
How do you remember? Oh, because you're injured.
Well, actually, I don't have a curve in my neck. I have a straight spine from always sitting up when I was training. Because you're like representing your country, so like you always have to sit up posture, and I took it like really seriously. But then my doctor's like, you don't have a curve in your neck, and you have to learn how to slouch, and I'm like, so it'll probably catch up to me later, but. I have injuries in my ribs from a car accident, so
gotcha.
Yeah, I gotta kind of hold myself together, but
stretching.
Yeah, stretching. So pulling your knees up to your chest, like just laying on your back and like letting your legs fold open and rolling taking your knees and like rolling your pelvis out, because when you're driving and walking and stuff, that sacrum area gets so tight and around the hips. So just rubbing that out and just rolling side to side and just letting your body do what it wants to do as opposed to like always like a specific stretch or like routine, and it feels good. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I definitely do feel better when I do stretch. I just, from dancing, I feel like I have this like trauma of like, I get like so sad when I'm like I miss dancing so much,
But you could use everything and make a little class for yourself.
I could. I do that. Now I do that.
Good.
I know. I do that. But then I'll do it and I'll be consistent for like 2 months and then I stop. And then the flexibility goes away and then I have to start from scratch and I get like angry at myself.
Well, you can't be hard on yourself.
At the beginning of the pandemic, I was doing stretching videos every day.
I remember.
I was watching them. I was like in my kitchen.
I wanted to do them.
Yeah. Oh, Kate said, I love your highlights. Who are you talking to? Me or Camille? Because I haven't gotten my hair done in over a year.
I haven't gotten my hair done in a while either.
Just because it's like, I don't know. I was just thinking of growing it out. I don't know. And I just was both. Nice. Thank you, Kate. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I got mine done like 6 months ago, but I always let it grow out.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. We both have really long hair. You have longer hair than I do.
It's like sitting on my lap right now. I probably have to like...
How do you take care of your hair? Do you have any hair care tips?
So at night I braid my hair, and then usually in the day I'll like put it into like little buns right here and like put little pieces up and just try to like brush it out and then keep it in that and then take it down.
Gets so naughty if you walk around.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever, there'd be hours and people will look at me like I'm insane, especially if I'm out with a guy or something and then I'm just like this and I'm like going through it and they're just like, what are you doing? I'm like, you don't understand. I can't rip all the hair. Yeah, the tangles. Like even just sitting here right now, it's like tangling.
So you can wrap it up in those two little buns in the back instead of like styling it, and then when you take it out, it'll have a natural wave. Yeah. So I just try not to put any product in my hair. Yeah. Unless, you know.
Like, do you cut your own hair?
I literally washed my hair right before I came here. I was like, oh no, I'm not. I usually get my hair cut, but I'm letting it grow long right now. I'm just letting it. Yeah. Sikhs don't really cut their hair anyway. But
yeah, I cut my own hair if I have to. If you see there'll be some split ends, so I'll go in and cut it. Yeah, I do that. And I've been like shaping it now. Like I watched a few YouTube videos and I was like, okay, this is how you shape it. Because every time I would go to the hair salon, you'd meet these hairdressers would just want to like play with your hair. Yeah, and they end up chopping it. Yeah, and they end up chopping it. I remember this one hairdresser was like, oh, beautiful hair, and then all of a sudden like my hair was like till here, and I'm like, what did I said I wanted to trim, and he was just like, you needed to cut, and I was like, no. Yeah, I'm always like literally that much. Yeah. Or I'm not paying. Me too. Yeah, me too. No, me too. No, but I literally and that's why I grow it super super long so that when they do, it's where I want it. So I'll overgrow it. And I probably need to. Do you take like hair vitamins or anything? MSM is really good for nails and hair and stuff like that. So yeah. There's guys, if you look at there's like a Sway TV shopping cart. So if you go to our page, there's like a Sway TV section that has all like the healthcare products and the health vitamins. I love all of these products. They are so great and I highly recommend them. There's so many different things that we can do to kind of supplement the food that we don't get. So if there are times we're not taking as good as care of ourselves as we would want to, it's good to take these supplements and just make sure you're really taking care of yourself. Also, something that I did as soon as I got back to LA is I did a micro, what is it called? I did micro needling for the first time. What is that? Oh, so you ever hear of the vampire facial? Oh, okay, yeah. So so microneedling is they basically use like a laser needle to like go into your pores, and it kind of bruises the skin, but then there's a re-stimulation of collagen underneath side of it, and I really feel like it helped because I for a whole year I wasn't doing any kind of beauty procedures at all. And I just felt this need to take care of myself and just to like come back. I'm like, okay, Lauren, like, you know, you need to drink more water, you need to take your vitamins, and you need to get a facial. So I went to, there's this place called Sculpt Silver Lake, and it was really awesome. And they take your platelets, they put it in a centrifuge, and they separate it's pretty intense. Like plasma? Yeah, they separate the plasma, and then the red part of it, which is what they separate, is actually like really good for your skin. And then as they're microneedling, they put it into your skin, which it's not invasive, which is good, but it's just one of those preventative things that you can do to kind of boost the collagen formation on your skin, which is really good. I don't know. Being on camera all the time, I know, and I know you're into it too. It's just like we have to always go on these auditions, and everyone is always their tip-top shape, and it's just it gets very overwhelming. So I always try to I had this last year where I couldn't do any exercising from my back. I had 2 really bad car accidents. So, you know, you have humble moments too where you just have to accept, you know,
healing or accept, we're all in COVID, and just be really gentle with yourself and accept your body, accept how you are. You can always get in shape. You can always do that. But this hyper pressure when you're in like the athlete world or ballet world or modeling or film world, it's like there's this hyper pressure all the time just to be prepared and ready and to be at our best. And it's okay to like try to let go of that sometimes too. But you're like full going all the time. I mean, you're like go go go. Like it's inspiring and
it's
impressive.
Hard.
And
It's definitely not easy to always. And I do have my moments, which I told you I stopped doing my YouTube stuff for the past year. So I definitely am working on just like figuring out, and I don't know why. I have no idea why. Where did this stop come from? And I've been trying to kind of like locate it. This is why I've kind of come on this journey. I'm like, what happened? I've been making these videos for so long, and I kind of just went through this thing where I was like, I cannot do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Take a break.
Where is it? I have been though. I'm like, I need to start doing it. I need to start doing it again. I'm like, well, where is this thing? Like, how do you find it? Can you find it? You're psychic.
Well, I don't know. You just have to get yourself started and get yourself going.
Yeah.
Force yourself to do it, and then maybe this time get it organized in a different way that's easier, that's quicker.
Or that I actually like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like something on it that I actually like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, MSM is really good for cleaning out to do a cellular detox. So it cleans out your cells and helps gets all the toxins out of your body, and that definitely clears out stuff out of your, helps everything in your system.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because we get less and less of that in our food, the way that our food is now. And MSM is a sulfur from the ocean. So it's almost like when you take an Epsom salt bath and it's pulling stuff out of it, it's like doing that internally.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
How you...
Yeah, and it can help with pain as well.
Now you had some pretty big injuries, and I know there's some of my viewers on here also had issues where they were in the hospital. Some people are still in the hospital. What are some of the things that you have been doing to take care of yourself during this?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, stretching and just like I can't do sit-ups or push-ups, and I'm a sit-ups and push-ups like everyday kind of person, so it's been incredibly humbling for me. Because rib injuries and shoulder and neck, I had stem cell surgery on this shoulder and plasma injections all in my neck just so I could move my neck. And then my ribs are just in so much pain still, and there's nothing I can do but give it time. So
are you taking baths or?
Yeah, like icing and work on inflammation.
Yeah, somebody maybe massaging you every day.
Yeah, I can't really do that because it hurts. But there's a really amazing vitamin, I guess. It's a plant. It's called rutin, R-U-T-I-N. Nobody ever seems to know about it, and I only learned about it a few years ago. And I'll take like 4 or 5, and I don't take any pain medication, like painkillers. It works just as effective and better. There's no effects from it. It's just a plant, and it takes my inflammation down.
That's awesome.
So I just, all the stuff for inflammation and rest. I just have to be patient.
Yeah.
I'm an Aries. We're not patient.
So your birthday just came up.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Good to see you. I was like, I text you on the day, but then I was like, oh wait, but like we're seeing each other, so that's good.
I know. I'm so grateful.
Yes.
Such an amazing, beautiful friend. I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah. Let's talk more about your book right now. Guys, if you want to check out Camille's book, it's called Unframed, and her name is spelled correctly on there because I'm awful at spelling, really bad. I don't know. I'm dyslexic. Do you know anything about people?
I'm extremely dyslexic.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I like write words backwards sometimes.
All the time. And I feel they say that happens. It's like a birth trauma or something. That's what I heard. Yeah, it's like a trauma that you have from birth.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's very, very interesting. I forgot who told me that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, like something in the womb or out, like when you're a baby? Or?
I guess when you're a baby. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Somebody dropped me.
Yeah. So anyway. Oh, somebody dropped you?
No, I said maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I know I definitely got dropped a few times. Sorry, Mom. Okay. So guys, Unframed. It's on Kindle too, if you want to check it out. Unframed is Camille's first book. It features contemporary paintings and drawings by artists and showcases work that spans her career. It includes stories about her influences and evolution. So very cool.
Sorry.
What?
Just make sure it's not through Ex Libris or Over the Edge Books. Those are 2 publishers that have supposed to be been taken down. So just through Amazon. So you'll find it just being sold through Amazon.
Just through Amazon.
Yeah, I don't.
But yeah, so
Tons
guys,
of things,
yeah, let us know in the comments, what are some things that you guys like to buy on Amazon? I love shopping. That's one of my things. And maybe you can give me some, I guess, information about like the psychology behind it. Like there's certain things in life that make me happy, and shopping is one of them. Just, I could be like, anything could be happening in life, but I could go to the thrift store and it's like there's no problems in the world.
Yeah.
Why
Shop
is
therapy.
that? It's shop therapy.
Well, I feel like clothes have energy and they have color and they give you a whole like feeling.
Yeah.
You know, and especially in thrift stores, like
Uh-huh.
like I'll sometimes like drive by a store and literally feel like something is like you have to go in
Calling
and
you to get it. Yes, I
yeah,
get
and
that
I'll
all the
go
time.
and I'll find something and it's like nothing, like it was like meant.
Meant for you.
Yeah.
Do you
I love
feel
that.
like, and this is something I feel too, like people's energy is in their stuff and their energy is
Yeah.
like called to you too?
Yeah, definitely.
I feel that, yeah.
Yeah.
I-
There was somebody who passed away and their entire house of stuff was being given away and their friends were just giving it away. But she happened to be a nun and there was like stamp collections and all this incredible like glass and all, and apparently she was a nun, so there's just all this beautiful stuff and they didn't even know what was in it. But my friend and I was like, we have to go out and just roam around, and we found it, and then we had found this place. So it's interesting. I have a lot of it in my house. There's all these like beautiful trinkets and stuff that like
Aw.
they could have made so much money like selling it, but it was just all this antique Mickey Mouse dolls and
Uh-huh.
like Popeye, like I don't know.
It's so funny. Like one person's trash is like another person's treasure.
Yeah, and it's like her energy. She was a nun, so
Uh-huh.
she had this spiritual energy, and it was like it's really neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I love shopping.
Yeah, I love shopping too. Or like I'll know when people are throwing stuff out. It's weird. Like I'll just like, and there'll be like cool things. Like I visualized at my parents' like house, like one of those umbrellas that come up. Like it was so weird. I had a psychic vision of what somebody was throwing out, and I was like, and my parents thought I was nuts. I was like, I have to drive by their house to see if they're gonna throw this out. I was like, I had a vision. And they were like, what? And then I came back and I got it. Like
No
it was
way.
so funny. Yeah, I
See?
yeah, I have a little bit of psychic powers, and it's about weird things. It's about like thrift store things, or like
Things that make you feel good.
things that make you feel good, or when people die, I'll know they die.
Yeah.
Like it's
yeah.
weird. Like my mom got a phone call and I was just like, somebody died, and it wasn't that, but then it was like then like an hour later somebody called to say like a family member had died. It was weird.
Yeah, I get really strong visions, really strong, specific visions, and I know, like before my father passed,
Uh-huh.
I had a vision of him driving a car off a cliff, and I like cried. I went walking and cried for a while, and I told my best friend and my boyfriend, and then 2 weeks later he died. So I mean, definitely I
Wow.
feel like with family members, but I get it with people. Or yeah, I feel like we all have like a really strong psychic ability, and I feel like it's in that place of trust, joy, love, and like the unknown, and just trusting that place and the excitement. Because like when you're excited about something and you feel like it's meant for you, it's like, what is that energy, like that draws you.
Uh-huh.
So I feel like that's like that good, creative, fun,
Uh-huh.
and everything's so like designed and specific for us in society, and when we break free of that, there's like this unknown place we can explore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think of like? What do you think about being honest to people? But what if you're like honest about things that will hurt their feelings? Like, what's your opinion on that? Like, karmatically.
I feel like as long as I'm bringing something to help them, a tool,
Uh-huh.
if I'm going to address something, like I actually just did this, and it was a very deep, complex thing that has to do with a behavior that could easily be like, I will never talk to you again
Uh-huh.
for saying this or doing this. And it's like, well, I could say that and hurt them, or how could I say something to help them? And my father was a psychologist, so I passed on what he taught me about, just very basic things about being honest with yourself and releasing that honesty, even if it comes out in tears or anger in a good or bad way, but to release that and to look at your perspective, their perspective, and an outer perspective. And then what would you do from like an overall perspective for the whole situation?
Uh-huh.
And so I just try to pass something on, whether they listen to it, whether they care, whether it matters, whether it works.
Uh-huh.
But just try to, because when you're a teacher and you're doing stuff with Kundalini, that's what you're ultimately doing. So I try to go like, okay, it's not just in the classroom, like you should try to apply this to life more.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I
Yeah.
make mistakes too all the
Yeah.
time. So
That's how it can be very interesting. It could be really, really interesting. But right now, I want to show you guys, there was a really cool party last week here at the Sway House. It was so much fun. There were so many interesting people. We're gonna take a quick. I want to show Camille the video, the party of the party, and we're just gonna take a quick highlight of the party real quick. Let's see. I was trying to show them the party. I was trying to show her the party, but
Right, again, you want to set it up beforehand. You want to set to make sure it's playing on here before you get to that.
oh, so I
But
have
that's
to
okay,
use the
you're not
remote.
showing it.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's a really cool party, everyone, and I just want to show you what it's like to be in California because it's just so awesome and so cool. And it's just, yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning more about life and technology. So thank you guys for being so patient, and thank you for everybody who have come to us by the laws of attraction and synchronicity, because a lot of times people will find us on different product pages, and it's like,
That makes no sound.
okay, or can
That
I?
makes no sound.
You don't want to play the sound?
There is no, it's bad music.
Oh, it's music.
That makes no sound.
Okay, so
You're
then.
gonna talk over it.
Oh, we're gonna talk over it. Okay, cool. So this was the amazing. Okay,
Can't see it.
this was an awesome party that we were at,
Yeah.
and really fun. Look at all that food. It looks so good. This is what it's like, and just all the amazing hosts here. There's like lots of different shows that go on, and like all about similar things. And it's honestly, this network is all about self-love. I feel like all the hosts bring in a really cool thing about taking care of yourself, making your life better, and featuring products that help you do that, really. And I think that it's important to take care of yourself, and it's fun that we get to have these events, and it really does brighten my day when I get to hang out with like-minded people. So thank you so much, Camille, for coming on. And this is just, definitely really interesting and fun to be a part of this, and really cool. They had like a Getty. Oh, there I am. Look at me.
Win.
Yes.
Hey.
Yay. It was a lot of fun. There's Kim. She's a dating coach. We have, she does lifestyle stuff, very mindful. Eden Sassoon, very cool.
Oh, I love Eden.
Yeah, and fitness. She does like fitness stuff. Very cool, awesome people. And one of that host, she actually has a show on HGTV, which is awesome, about stuff. So really cool. We got a Power Ranger in the back. So like lots of different awesome people here, and they had the best food. Oh my goodness, it was so good. Oh look, see, there I am eating. Like you see like what I like to do. This is what I like to do at parties. Like, yeah, you see all these like beautiful like things. Oh, am I on the screen too? I'm playing the magic wheel. That was fun. And there's just all the amazing hosts here. It was so much fun. And it is, what?
Tap the main.
Double pack, wait, oh,
That main is over.
it's over? Okay. We're going to double tap the main right now. I am always learning, guys. Always learning. And I feel like that's an important thing too with our self-love journeys, is to always be improving yourselves spiritually,
So that's the,
mentally,
Physically.
emotionally. Always better, never going back.
And forgive yourself.
And forgiving ourselves.
Yeah, it's really important to forgive yourself.
How do you work on forgiving yourself?
Well, getting honest.
Uh-huh.
You know, with yourself, and then just just forgiving yourself and allowing yourself to make mistakes and be imperfect, and to address them, and just kind of keep your side of the street clean.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's not always easy to admit that, or even to know what
Yeah.
you're doing is wrong at all from your own perspective. But to listen and try to slow down and listen to others.
Yeah.
Too. And
Uh-huh. That's the hard part for me. Sometimes I get very anxious, so I have to work on these new breathing techniques that you have just taught me.
Well, do it in the morning when you get up, because I always feel like
Before you meditate or after you meditate?
Like before you meditate, do the breath of fire. It's almost like a hummingbird, like shaking off dust. That's like, it's like you're when you wake up, you come into the day with all this heaviness of your entire life's energy. And so when you do that and it brightens you up and you like kind of get it off of you and get into your center, it helps you free yourself from that weight to come in the day.
That's beautiful.
It really helps me that way.
Now, do you believe anything about spirit animals? Do you have any? Because I've seen so many you brought up hummingbirds. I'm like, they're in my backyard every day.
Yeah, hummingbirds are amazing. They're so smart. Yeah. I definitely think you have spirit animals, and I definitely think animals will come to you at a time when you need them, and sometimes they can be. I believe in reincarnation.
You think they're like other family members or something?
I believe that they can be. Yeah.
It was so funny when some of my friends were moving into my house. As soon as they moved in the bedroom was a praying mantis in the closet. And I was just like, yeah, his mom had just passed away.
Oh, no.
Yes, but it was just like the praying mantis was like visiting him. It was so, yeah.
That's really cute. I feel like they're so intelligent. They're really smart little creatures. They're magical.
Beautiful, so beautiful. Oh my God, it was flying. I was just like, this looks like a little fairy.
I think they're so smart. I think all creatures are. So, yeah. But yeah, I definitely think we have spirit animals.
We have spirit animals. What about angels? I know you believe a lot in angels.
Yeah, I really, by default, I think there was a time when I was younger, I didn't want to believe in any of it and just wanted it to like leave me alone. But I think that as difficult as death and that metamorphosis is, it's really special because they can be on the other side helping you, and you can ask them like, I need help with this, like help me or protect me and so I think people just need to like talk. It's like I always say to my friends, like when you go into a restaurant, you order something, right? They know what to give you. So when you pray, you have to ask what you want. Yeah. They don't know what to give you. So to make sure to ask and to pray, I really believe in that.
Do you believe in aliens? I always like to ask my spiritual friends because there's so many people who have this like, yes, I have been abducted kind of way of thinking.
I definitely believe that there must be more than just us.
We're getting really deep right now.
Maybe
guys.
I'm part alien. No kidding. I do, and isn't I think
we're all aliens.
There's a blood type too that's connected to alien.
Oh,
actually, it's
which blood type is that?
I forget. It's something. My boyfriend has it. It's like some other blood type. It's really super rare. I forget what it's called because I don't have it, but something I don't know.
AB?
No, it's something. Oh, something H2. I don't know what it is. I forget. I'll have to look it up.
Whatever. And so so.
But I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the whole alien being thing. I think we're all aliens. I believe like our souls have journeys, and I have gotten my Akashic records done. Yeah. So definitely, cool. I definitely believe that like we have come from other places, but I don't know.
Past life.
Yeah, past life.
I feel like I've met people that I've known before.
How do you feel that? How do you know that?
Just instantly.
Yeah.
Like usually like we were in war.
Yeah.
Like we battled wars.
Have we ever battled a war together? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I fought you.
Yeah, no.
Maybe I gave you some lipstick in the bathroom, like here.
But I don't know. Yeah, I think like past life or incarnation, but I've definitely seen things. Like I was in South America and we all like there was like 50 of us. We all saw these like flying objects. So I was not the only one that saw it. But
yeah, guys, let us know. Have you ever seen aliens before? Do you believe in this?
Yeah. Anybody have any like real encounters?
Fairies. Do you believe in fairies?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I was a kid. I had a big imagination.
I've been visited by fairies before.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your experience?
I don't know. She's like saw a fairy, and she's like, "Be more creative, Lauren."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is so cute. How old were you?
It was just a few months ago.
Really? Oh my gosh. I want you to do a drawing or something of it.
Yeah, I should. I should do a drawing of it. It's definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. But yeah, when I got my Akashic records read, I learned so many cool things about myself. It was so cool.
What is that?
Akasha is like everything, all. So it's like just like the records of everybody's like every second in history of like where they've been, where they came from, where your like soul path is.
Wow.
So
I get mine read.
yeah, I gotta
That's
introduce.
weird. Yeah.
You gotta introduce you to my friend who reads them. She's so good. I have a few friends who actually read them, but my friend Mamie is like really good at it. It actually made a lot of big impacts because it like showed me why certain things in my life were the same, like were the way they were.
Yeah.
So like if you have things that happened to you in past lives that you haven't let go of, you can bring them into this life, and it's like really intense.
Yeah, I definitely.
Do you have crazy past life drama?
Well, I used to have this recurring dream, and I would draw it, and I would write about it, and I would have it for like every single night, and it was like being on this horse, leading a war, and like being in this desert and dying in the desert. And so I never had my numerology done. And a friend of mine, someone, I didn't actually know him at all. We just did body contact for a dance jam or something. And he came up to me one day in a crystal store, and he's like, I gotta tell you about your past life. Like, completely randomly. And I was like, I'm like, well, I don't know if I believe in all that.
Do you think he liked you? Like, I feel like that's like kind of a pickup line. Like,
Well, I was like probably like 16. He was in maybe his 60s, so I would hope not. But they owned a numerology store. His family was 3 generations. They had a radio station, and he was like, I'm fully legit. Like, so he did my numerology, and I didn't tell him anything, and he literally read the dream. Like, he literally read what the dream was.
Where is he still there? Can I meet
It's
him?
in Santa Cruz.
Oh.
Yeah, I always think so. And so
Let's go to Santa Cruz.
I had this horse that I had for like 13 years. It's in my book a lot, and that was the horse from that life.
Wow.
And it explained that in there too, because I always knew, I felt like I knew this horse. But I'm a person that's very scientific or mathematical, or like I like to know how things work. So it was very like, I don't want to deal with this like up in the cloud hippie stuff, you know. But it's I think numerology, when you have like a map like that with science or numbers, it's, you know, that really blew me away. That was really cool.
That's really cool. That's really cool. I want to go crystal shopping with you. I didn't know you.
Yeah,
liked
we
it.
should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love crystals. I love them so much. And I love this one back behind us. It's so pretty. I keep looking at it. My eyes just keep going towards the crystal. It is an orange calcite from Serena Loves, and her Instagram is Chef Serena Poon? I don't know. I'm really, as you know, I'm not that great at pronouncing things, so we're working on it. Any things for my speech things that I should work on? Any tips for that? Because I know you're an amazing actress. I'm like, you know everything, Camille. Just give me all of your life
mouth
advice.
exercises you can
What are
do.
these mouth? See, exactly. See, guys, see how she just like has an answer for everything?
So
it's like,
I don't want to do it on camera because I'm a little embarrassed, but it's like,
oh, you like your tongue?
yeah,
How
it's
do you do it?
So you can do
Is
like,
that Kundalini yoga too?
no, this is for vocal lessons. So you can take your tongue and kind of like do a circle like that.
Oh wait, show me again. Show me again.
You can go like,
And that helps your and
then stick your tongue out and open your jaw and your whole mouth, and then obviously there's like sounds
I know there's
you
like
can
the
make, and all
lion,
this stuff you
like
can do with your, like throat and everything, and yeah, just like opening, just like, you know, opening and massaging your whole jaw open and stuff, and doing like the like that kind of stuff, yeah.
So I feel like either you're channeling like this greater information, or you're just like a genius. Because I remember we were on the phone and she was telling me, she's like, oh yeah, I went to college when I was 13. I'm like, that's not normal. That's like extremely smart. No.
You know, I always saw it like it was like the circumstances of my life, but after my Olympic training, I just felt like I needed to take that level into other things. But I wanted to study each different art form for at least 10 years, because I would always hear you need to study for at least 10 years for it to start. And then I always had a vision of how I was going to put things together. But I learned so much about how to just like kind of start mixing things together in all different forms and how they connect. So when I'm producing a video and doing music and putting it all together and doing everything, it's like I love each part of it. Like when you're in the ballet and you have an orchestra and you have the sets, and I would paint sets and, you know, deal with the costumes. I just love every single part of it. It takes a lot of time to finish that. I'm in the process of finishing a song and video right now.
That's another thing. You're just like doing so many cool things. Yeah.
Well, I was always filming when I was younger, and I still always film. Now it's like social media, so it's different. But
what's the name of your band?
Right now I'm just going by my name, Camille Waldorf. But I had Delicate Boy on the radio and in a movie. That's on iTunes, and Night Rider, and right now I'm working on a song called Crossed Over.
Nice.
Interesting enough, because
we're talking about ghosts, yeah.
Yeah, but
is it about your mom, or?
What's interesting, I wrote this on the piano, and it was something that came through, and then I did kind of a punk rock version of it, and then I wanted to do like a punk, like a rock pop love song, because that's like that combination of something I don't like.
Yeah.
So like when I got injured, I was like, take something you don't like and do the opposite with your pain, see what comes out of it. So it was like a love song to my boyfriend and about him. So it's there's years of different footage and scenes that I'm mixing together in the video, and that'd be cool. But it's upbeat, you know. It's like totally
Yeah. Well, we're going to probably be on here for about 10 more minutes, guys. So if anyone does want to call in, please do it. Yeah, any questions, any readings, let us know. We got some people. Thank you, Sharin Bayata, for following us. If you guys are watching from another one of the platforms where I do social media, you can just come to amazon.com/live and support my show on here, Chakra Girl. We're just talking about spirituality and healing, and my favorite thing, chakras, crystals, you know.
Yes.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
How do you think chakras help, crystals, see my dyslexia. Do you think crystals help open your chakras?
Yeah, I definitely walked in, like, just touched something and just felt it like an electricity go through my body.
Now, what is it with this crystal energy? Can you explain it? Because I feel like you're a genius.
Well, it's really interesting because I was working on a project. I'm not going to say anything about it, but it was about crystals and energy, like under the earth. And at that time, the crystal caves in New Mexico or in Mexico were discovered, and they're like, you know, really hot. It's like over 100 degrees. It's like you can't really go into them, and I feel like it's like intuitively I feel like it's like a nervous system and like a computer base of the energy in our planet. You know, it's like an electrical I mean, it's amazing how you can take two rocks and just push them together, and it creates a magnetic force if you try to pull them apart. I mean, I remember that in science. They just it's like, there you go, there's an energy between them. So there has to be a lot more that we haven't discovered, especially under the ocean, I feel like, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like things that the earth protects, and it's like,
You can't know that yet. Maybe one day, but not now.
Yeah.
You are not ready for this information.
Yeah. But I feel like in movies and things kind of tap into it. But my grandfather was a nuclear physicist.
Wow.
He worked on the, he was one of the top 5 nuclear physicists that worked on the Manhattan Project on the atom bomb.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like I inherited some kind of stuff from him. And I get this intuitive stuff that is very scientific, that it completely has no like actual proof or like, but I just, in my imagination, it comes to me. So I did a lot of writing about it. Now you're gonna make me have to finish it.
Yeah, maybe that's a sign.
I know. So
you came on here to like, I always have these projects that are like these passion projects, but then you get sucked into other projects and you do other things and
life.
Just
keeping up and work and.
But when a reminder comes to you, that's when you know, you're like, okay, I gotta open this book again.
Yeah,
it's time.
Yeah, it's a 3-part series film. Actually, it's got superheroes, all these like superheroes that I created. So. It's so cool. It's really cool. And I always like remember like teachers telling me like use an endless amount of no limit to your imagination, even with technology.
Yeah.
Like just, it doesn't matter what's there. Go past it and just imagine stuff. So if we have cell phones, you know, it can be put together.
And it's also like the law of attraction and manifestation. We're manifesting it, and I feel like if you can dream it, you can believe it. Definitely, for sure. And I also think expanding our senses is a huge part of just expanding our awareness, and that's why I really love essential oils, because it's just like, just smelling things kind of like, I feel like activates certain, am I right? What do you think about that?
Absolutely.
Like sensory glands.
I'm so glad to hear that it's become so much more, you know, socially acceptable to talk about it, or even like nurses using it in hospitals and stuff.
Yeah, like lavender, it's amazing.
Or eucalyptus, like we used to have the eucalyptus trees by our house, and when it rains, you're like, oh my gosh, you know, everything like.
I have some eucalyptus trees in my backyard. I have to show you them. You have to come over.
I love like bending the leaves and just smelling them and stuff, and jasmine and nature has so much to give us.
Definitely. Yes. So, guys, make sure you follow my friend Camille. We're here talking about spirituality and being psychic, and I feel like everybody is a little bit psychic. Would you agree?
I believe so.
Yeah, everybody has like these intuitive kind of moments where they can kind of look inside themselves and just kind of see the future or have this like knowing. What is that knowing that we have?
Well, tapping into like trusting the unknowing and what we don't know, and just listening to what we see, like listening to what comes to us, our intuition. And I'm not a mind reader, so I can't tell the future. It's not, you know.
But you can. So what can you tell?
I just listen to what I see. So I see what I hear, and I hear what I see. I'm like a polygraph. And I developed that with like painting and music when I was really little from a blind teacher that taught me how to do it with composing music when I was little. It's in my book. And so I like really got into that, and I think that when we're quiet and we're listening, those things come to us, you know. So you're kind of listening to this visual space. So
that's awesome. Now, do you think that like if I show you a picture of somebody, could you be like, can you read them through their picture?
Yeah, I can pick up a lot.
That's so cool.
I was looking at a picture of one of your friends that we were talking about. And I read a lot. I picked up a lot.
Oh yeah. I wish you would have told me before.
Well, it was different before. His picture looked really different than it did now.
Well, we'll talk about this later.
But we have to say a good prayer for him because,
Gotcha.
We send him some good energy for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Freddie wrote lemongrass.
Yes.
And
that's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so they say the future of human evolution is becoming mermaids. You know, we all want to be. I feel like as a girl, I'm like, I always dreamed of becoming a mermaid when I grew up. I was like, I want to be a mermaid.
Did you see that mermaid show that came out about talking about how we're like aquatic monkeys, like why we have these between our like kind of these things between our fingers because we evolved aquatic. But everyone believes something different. I don't know what I believe.
What do you believe?
I think it's kind of neat.
Do you believe that we're aquatic monkeys?
I thought that was a really good. Because when my father passed and we had ashes, the ashes smelt like salt water. Smelt like the ocean. I'm like, oh.
So all
so
going back,
water.
because we all came from the ocean. So
yeah, and we have to have water. So definitely something to do with being a mermaid.
Kind of makes me want to go to the beach.
I know.
Like, you talking about this, I'm like, let's just go to the beach right now.
I know. I want to go to the beach.
I want to go to the ocean.
Yeah.
I love the ocean. That's my dream, is to have a beach house. So everybody, please shop the carousel, please.
Yeah.
Please, yes. I want to. When I was trying to decide where to get my house, I was like looking at all these houses by the ocean. But then I said to myself, if I get a house, I was looking at condos, and I was like, if I get a house on the ocean, I am never going to work. I'm just not going to do it. I don't know. But one day I will get my beach house.
Yes. It's coming.
Yes.
Visualize it.
Can you see it? Can you see it?
I was there. I was sitting on the porch. I was like...
See? She said I'm getting a beach house, guys. I'm so excited that we're putting this into the universe right now.
It falls down a little like doll beach house.
Yeah, like all of a sudden like sand
No, we have to ask for a human-sized one.
A human-sized beach house. That's what we want.
You're going to get like...
Yeah.
Mailed a little mini.
Yeah. Okay, guys, check out my wish list on Amazon. Go to my thing. There's a beach house there as well as a Tesla. I have a Tesla on my wish list.
You know what? I have a beef with Elon. I think that it's like in my mind, but he should donate millions of dollars to make leaf blowers that are gas free and donate them to all of the incredible workers that do this for us. And so that people who have to smell that, and also the workers that wear that and how their health is affected, he should donate that as a human service before we go to Mars.
That's a good idea.
Elon, I'm telling you.
Definitely.
It would be a great way to donate stuff.
Yeah, good idea. We should just try to reach out to him. We should all just tweet to him like, Camille said to do this.
Well, and then people could charge them at their house, so they don't even have to carry them. They just come and use them, and and then there's no like toxicity and and then they don't have to buy new equipment.
I love it.
Which would be an issue probably, a big cost, and
I love it. Well, this was really fun, and I'm so excited that you came by here today, guys. Before you all leave, do me a favor and go to the carousel. Make sure you go to the carousel and check out all the amazing products we have and all the ones we talked about, because it actually helps support the show if you shop anything from the carousel, and maybe the more that you people buy, the more that I will come back. So that would be awesome if I could see more. And also check out these awesome links right now. that we have. There's live stream, there's shopping, there's replays. Just go to swaytv.com, or if you want to email us, go over there. It's really cool. And then there's also these like really amazing hosts that are on the platform, which if you want to watch any of their shows, super fun stuff going on, talking about all the best, most fun products on Amazon. And what's really cool about it is that I have found like some of like my favorite things on here. There's this Zulai like pancake maker that I'm just addicted to, and I just love all the fun things that have opened my mind. And going through this time, during this time when we all have to be at home, it is really helpful to switch my mind into different gears, and it really helps me kind of focus on loving myself more when there's more interesting things to do with what we have. And I also love gardening. I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
I got the Arrow Garden, which is in the queue, which is really cool and really fun. But also do me a favor and follow my friend Camille, who kind of she made herself available, and it was so cool. And maybe one day we'll do some Kundalini yoga on camera. That would be really fun. Yeah. I want to start doing yoga daily again. I used to be working out every day, but it gets a lot. I want to go. I was trying to work out before I came today, and then like my mom called me, and like everyone started calling me, so I just ended up not doing it. But I need to do it. And if anyone has workout tips, let me know. I'm Lauren Francesco, so make sure you follow me too if you don't already. Follow me. I want my Lauren. And make sure to follow my friend Camille A. Waldorf. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I got nervous. I got really nervous. All right. Yeah. And also do me a favor, guys. And if you are on Amazon right now, go check out her book, Unframed. Find it from Amazon itself.
Yeah,
not the publishers.
Yeah.
For some reason, it is still
It
online.
shouldn't still be there, but
it's there. Yeah. And hopefully, I want to write a book. So maybe I can pick your brain about how to do this, because I feel like I should have a book. I should have a course.
Yes.
There's so many things that I want to do in life. If anyone out there wants to help me do these things, just email me, goddessofcomedy@gmail.com. But anyway, guys, I love you all so much. Make sure to follow Shop Sway TV everywhere. And thank you guys for watching.